Hi guys, it's me, Brandaline Johnson. I'm so excited to be here live with you guys. I haven't been live in a couple weeks. Um, in this training, you guys, we're going to dive in and we're going to be talking about the energy, the physical traits of healers and the physical traits of medical workers. And why I'm sharing this with you is because I want to share some hacks that have come through my extensive research. Those of you guys that don't know me or haven't been around very long, hello, my name is Brandaline Johnson. I am a spiritual science coach, but I wasn't always that way. I was a psychic, a medium. I'm an educator. I've been educating people on psychic and mediumship development and spiritual awakening and blending science with spirituality for over 10 years now. But more so, I've been a student of spirit for more than 10 years now, and it just builds on top of itself. And so today I want to share with you guys some physical hacks that I've come across through all of the research and all of the hundreds and hundreds of readings that I've done, so that some of you guys out there that are just beginning to be intuitive can have these hacks, but some of you guys that are out there that are already being intuitive, that be like, oh my gosh, yes. I love to help you guys develop your abilities from the beginning and then also into the advanced. So um, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about energy, because every single thing is energy. I don't know how many of y'all have heard of the Fibonacci code. How about you raise your hand? Let me know if you're here live. If you're watching the replay, say I'm here on the replay. Let me know if you've heard of the Fibonacci code. That in itself is completely scientific. It shares how everything starts from the same design, right? When we're talking about science, when we're talking about frequency. And when we get to marry that with psychic abilities, I get super nerdy. You guys know I get super nerd alert, right? So basically, everything is energy. And energy can create a shape, just like, say, for example, a sunflower, right? That is all energy, and it decided to grow into that shape based on the code of that sunflower. Same thing with like brown hair, or for example, a maple tree or an oak tree, right? Those leaves are imprinted with the frequency, and therefore what happens is they grow into a specific shape. And stick with me here, because we're going to be talking about your body shape here in a minute. So think of a maple tree. You're going to see all these maple leaves on it. You're not going to come up to a maple tree and see an oak leaf on there, right? Because it doesn't fit the frequency. Sure, they're both leaves, but they're very unique, just like you, just like your arm, just like your legs, just like the shape of your whole body. Everything's imprinted, right? Everything's your frequency. But when it comes to someone such as myself, right, a psychic, a medium, a clairvoyant, right, can turn around and reverse engineer that and see the shape of your body, right? Or for pretend you're a maple leaf, and be able to see the different energetic deposits on that body and see limiting beliefs. Believe about yourself to be true. See how you feel about the world around you, all because it's all of the components of your energy combined. I talked about this the other day when I was promoting this program. By the way, I've been in Facebook jail, in case you guys missed me. I just got out like 5 minutes ago. Um, but I was talking about reverse engineering, say, for example, the way you want your life to be by shifting the way your body looks, and then your mindset changes, and then it creates space for new beginnings and a new you to emerge. That's a whole other little bit of a topic. But for example, right? So you humans, you're gathering energy, right? Some of y'all might think, oh, well, this is just genetics. You know, Brandoline's talking about genetics because all my kids have red hair, or, we've passed this. My mom was a nurse, my grandma was a nurse, the great grandma was a nurse. So therefore, she's going to be a nurse, right? Not necessarily. Each experience in your life shapes you uniquely. So, say, for example, you had some sort of trauma or tragedy happen, it's going to show up in your energetic field. And if it stays there, right? If it stays there, it's going to show up in your physical features. So, when we're talking about manifesting, right? We're talking about it's coming down from the fourth dimension, not necessarily coming down, but it already exists in the fourth dimension, a thought, right? But then when we manifest it, it comes into this physical realm. Same thing goes with your body shape. Same thing goes with your body shape is you have these experiences, and if they stick with you, literally, they're sticking with you, and it creates the shape of your body. And people such as me can read into that and then read the energy and be able to help you heal all those types of things. Those of you guys that are like interested in what I'm talking about, have no clue how to do this, you want to look at my beginning program, the Awaken program. But those of you guys that are like nerd alert, keep listening, you guys. So how did I learn all of this, right? I learned this through developing my psychic seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, right? And then doing that extensive research by doing massive amounts of quote unquote readings on different types of people so that I could find the common denominator of energetic frequencies in these beings, right? So reading people and energy over and over and over and over. Those of you guys that are already intuitive, this is a big tip for you guys. Read that type of person over and over and over. So some of it I wrote on here. I have all these notes because like spirits, I talk about this. Talk about spirit. I love spirit, right? So some of it could be logical or obvious. So like, for example, an office worker's butt is going to be shaped way different than say a lifeguard's butt, right? I'm talking about butts because literally if I can see someone's butt or how they walk, I can just tap right in and tell you about them, tell you what they do for a living, tell you how they think about themselves, right? But again, some of it's logical or obvious, right? Like maybe a super rich person versus a super poor person. You might see that they're carrying themselves differently or they're wearing different clothes. That might be a little bit logical, but I promise you it goes deeper because it goes into mindset, it goes into your beliefs, it goes into your careers or what you believe that you can do as a career. It goes into the lovers that you manifest, the relationships that you manifest, right? It goes into the lovers that we see that are around you or the way that we see people are treating you. But for today's training, I want to talk to you guys about healers and about medical workers. Okay, you guys excited? Are you guys excited? Because I'm excited. Um, so we're going to be talking about medical energy. We're going to be talking about healers. We're going to be talking about wounded healers, right? I wanted to start off this training with actual humans. And then tomorrow, we're probably going to go into more of a fairy realm, more of a DNA imprint realm, which I want to talk to you guys more about that because that is super freaking nerd alert groovy. Um, so for me, and those of you guys that maybe are along this journey have already done the Awaken program or have already developed. A lot of times when I see a healer, I immediately will start seeing the color white or the color purple. White to me means medical. Purple would mean more spiritual healer. But those are my what I call agreements. That's what I have made an agreement with spirit, so they know if they're going to be showing me flashes of white, that I'm immediately going to be saying medical. They work in the medical career. If you don't already have those agreements, you're going to be wanting to look at my original program, the Awaken program, because these are all shortcuts, right? Agreements are shortcuts to let you know what the hell you're supposed to say out your mouth, right? Spirit loves charades. So they'll just be like, show Brandaline White, and she's going to say medical worker. That might not be the case for you. I'm just sharing that here in case spirit wants to bring that forward and in case spirit wants to maybe start showing you the color white. Because now that I've mentioned it to you, and I used to love to talk to like other intuitives when I was developing to see, hear, feel, and know what their experience was, right? So Soul's Purpose says, I have a green and yellow aura. That's awesome. And thanks for joining the live. Um, so here's some, I want to say, well, let's talk about a little bit of emotions that comes behind being a medical, a healer, or a wounded healer. Lots of healers go into their fields, right? So that they can make a difference. Many of them come from a place of, and you can tell me, are you a healer? Are you in medical community? I would love validation on this because this is part of my training. many of these healers come from a place of saving others, right? When we come from a place that we want to save others, it usually means that there's some sort of trauma in our life, right? Some sort of trauma in our life that we feel like we need to help somebody else resolve. But a lot of times it comes from a place of lack and it comes from a place of self-love. Not always. So some of you guys that are out there, sorry about the beams on here. Some of you guys that are out there that are healers that have already done your inner work, like might be like, Brendalyn, you are so wrong. But let me tell you, a lot of healers come from a place of lack. A lot of healers come from a place of not having a full cup of self-love, right? A lot of them are way overgiving. A lot of healers, I want to say huge percent of them, put themselves last, right? Hello. It was me. It was me, right? So I mean, I could put myself right in there. And by the way, it is 11:11 here. So feel like spirits like, yes, healers out there. Yes, medical community people out there. Reel it in and reel it in because when we're healers, when we're medical workers, and when we're wounded healers, the first person we need to work on is ourselves. But generally speaking, healers are this huge heart, this huge empathy, and they want to help other people way before they help themselves. Surprise. That's going to be, if you're a healer or if you're an empath, your number one like life purpose is to walk through that self-love department. But I also want to talk to you guys about the physical features of healers, physical features of medical workers, and energetic features as well. So we're going to be talking about, when we're talking about medical workers and we're talking about healers, we're going to be talking about boobs. We are going to be talking about boobs or chest. Of course, there's some males out there that aren't going to have that prominent boob section here. But a lot of times you're going to have these big shoulders. That's the only way I could describe it. You're going to have a lot of boob energy here. You might also have a lot of pink hue coming out of this chest area here. So you're going to have a lot of like rose quartz energy here, a lot of mother energy here, a lot of mother energy sitting here. This is coming from the healer, right? This is also coming from that wounded healer. And if you're in the medical community and if you're a healer and you don't have the boobs and the shoulders and that lots of pink mother energy here, when I say pink, that's my agreement again for mother energy. So maybe spirit will bring down pink for you, but if not, and you need to learn what your agreements are, again, you're going to want to take the Awaken program. But physical features, okay, because you guys pay attention because you're going to go out. This is going to be your homework for today. All right. Again, the mother energy here, if maybe you don't see pink, maybe you feel a mother energy. What does mother feel to you? A lot of times too, this is in more of the medical community than the spiritual healing community, because I'm kind of blending those two. A lot of times, yes, soul's purposes. Everything you're saying is my life. Okay. So a lot of times when we're in the medical community, it's faster paced, right? There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of like, what do I want to say? Masculine energy in being a medical worker when you're in the hospital. And you're also dealing with lots and lots of people going in and out. And you're also dealing with the hierarchy of working in, like so we're corporate. So a lot of people that have been in the medical community for a long time, they have this kind of block here. They have like this solid bit of a wall. They might even have a little, maybe their face doesn't smile as much. It's not as bright as it used to be. It's turned down a little. And maybe their head's a little bit like, this is just like visual. Maybe their head's a little bit down. And you may feel a little bit nervous about approaching this person. Have you ever met somebody and you're like, damn, they seem really guarded? Or I know that they might snap. I'm not saying this about all medical workers, but I am saying that a big percentage does have that because they're so used to giving, and they don't want to deal with all the bullshit. So they've put up this wall to protect themselves because they're constantly in that fast-paced environment of healing, right? So they may have a block here, especially if they're in the medical healing department. If you're a spiritual healer, right, you're still probably going to have a lot of that mother energy there. I'm very quick. I'm very masculine. I am a healer, but they may be more like softer spoken, um, slower. I'm trying to pretend like I'm being a spiritual healer. They almost always 99.9% have crystals on, right? Um, most spiritual healers are in cahoots with the color purple. Okay. How many guys are Reiki masters, all that? How many of you guys, your favorite color is purple? Or how many of you guys are spiritual healers or massage therapists? And in your office, you have like purple blankets and purple tarps and purple this and purple that. A lot of spiritual healers will have that. And then also a lot of spiritual healers will have some sort of color in their hair. It might not be all purple hair because that's when we go more into like mermaid stuff, but a piece of their hair may be purple or underneath may be pink, right? So they'll have a little bit of extra color in their hair. I also want to say, again, when we're talking about healers, we're also talking about, I want to say all healers are empaths, right? Not all empaths are healers. Maybe not. But I want to say all healers are empaths because they have that emotional psychic connection. They have, again, the emotional psychic connection. So when we talk about empaths, you guys hear me talk about empaths all the time. One of their major problems is they can feel the other people around them. And because when you're an empath and you feel the energy of the people that are around you, and the energy of the people that are around you doesn't feel good to you, right? It doesn't feel good to you. They're angry over there. They're in your household. They're physically not feeling well, and it makes you feel uneasy. And you're an empath. What are you going to do? You're going to try to solve their problem. You're going to try to heal them. So why? So that you don't have to feel uncomfortable, right? Of course, you have the empathy for the person, but in reality, so that you don't have to struggle. We can go back to the dishwasher analogy, right? All y'all empaths, somebody else is loading the dishwasher and they're humping and they're right? You would rather just get up and do it so that you don't have to feel the angst of that teenager or the husband or the spouse or whatever for filling up the dishwasher. You would rather just do it the next day because you don't want to feel the energy in the house. Does this make sense? So a lot of empaths are trying to fix the problem of other people. And that's why a lot of empaths go into becoming a medical community or becoming a healer. Your homework for today, and I know a lot of you guys are just jumping on here, but yep, there's another healer out there. She's saying she's got a purple couch. See, validation for Brandoline. I don't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying? I've been around the block a million times, and I love the fact that all of these similarities come into play and that all of these physical aspects come into play. So, for example, I've done so many hundreds of readings, right? I stopped doing readings probably 2 years ago. I do, if you guys want to connect with me, have an intensive session. It's 90 minutes and we talk for a week because I like to help you get the results that spirit's bringing through versus just sending you off. But back to that, I've done so many readings now that all I have to do is look at you and in 15 seconds, I know everything about you. I don't have to do what I used to do. But those of you guys that want to learn more on how to get to where I'm at, you want to start taking the Awaken program. And the reason why I'm doing this super groovy challenge on all the different energy imprints of people and DNA and fairies and all of that is because it doesn't stop from just being able to, give a reading, give somebody guidance. It goes so much deeper. Truly, honestly, Spirit tells me they want us to learn this language because it's going to be the language, right? Everything else is an illusion. You don't want to get swept away in the illusion. So you want to learn this language. You want to dive in and you want to learn these specialty readings that I'm about to teach in advanced class, you guys. But tomorrow, the homework for today, I want you guys to go find somebody that has these features that I just talked about. And if you join on the second half of this, we're only 19 minutes in. So rewind, go back and find out the physical features of medical workers, healers, wounded healers, right? Those wounded healers are going to have more of the, they'll be more overweight even, they'll be more even overweight because they're carrying so much of the trauma, so much of the pain. But most healers will have the boob aspect. And if they don't, if they're lean, then they probably have stomach problems. We talked about this before, right? Um, so go out and find somebody with these features, share them in our community, your spiritual awakening community on Facebook, right? Or share them with your friends if you're watching on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Brendaline Johnson. Go find somebody with these features and then give validation and ask them. Go find a stranger. Go be like, that girl, she's got these big boobs. She's got this mother energy here. She's got this big honking crystal. She's got, purple feather earrings. I bet you she's a Reiki master, right? I bet you she does healing, or she does hairdressing, and her hands are on the people all damn day. And then I want you to ask them, are you a healer? Are you a Reiki master? Get validation. This is like the number one thing if you're developing. You've got to get your validation. I'm a validation junkie. I make sure all my students get their validation because I'm a validation junkie. And then post that shit in there. Also, find somebody that's in the medical field, not necessarily a spiritual healer, but like a nurse and that type of thing. Show yourself the energy, show yourself their physical features, and get that validation and share with us in your spiritual awakening community. But for tomorrow, and in the next 2 days into some shit. So I want to know, what do you want? You guys all vote on this. You're watching it till the end or you're here live. Tomorrow, do you want to know more about like darkness, mediumships? A lot of times darkness comes with mediumship. Trauma. Do you want to know what those types of people look like? Or do you want to go more into like the angelic realm? Do you want to see like more of the natural angelic realm, or maybe an incarnated angel, what an incarnated angel might look like? Or do you want to go more into mermaids or fairies? There's every single different type of person that's imprinted out there. And tomorrow, regardless what topic we're going to talk about, darkness, mediumship, trauma, mermaids, angelic realm, regardless, I'm going to talk to you more about DNA imprints and more about different places that we come from versus planet Earth. So digging this stuff. I hope you're digging this stuff. Again, my name is Brendaline Johnson. If you have not taken some of my programs, you definitely want to check them out. We have the Awaken program, and then we are about to launch Awaken 2.0, which is an advanced program. It has to be for people that are already doing these types of energy readings without any tools, no tarot, no pendulums, no astrology charts. I want you guys that are already doing these types of readings to dive into the advanced program coming open the end of this week. I'm so stoked. So stoked to share all this knowledge with you guys. And I hope you guys will be here live tomorrow at 11. I'm so glad to be out of Facebook jail. That was a little bit torturous. And it was really for the stupidest reason in the world. I wasn't even like being a conspiracy theorist or anything. I don't even know. But anyway, I love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you here tomorrow.